What is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football, bringing you guys the third episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars GM League. I will be GMing the Jacksonville Jaguars, and before I get into this, I would just want to let you guys know that obviously this is a little bit more fantasy than reality, so there will be a lot more trades than there is in real life, but they're not outrageous trades or anything like that. They're a little bit still, realistic for the worth of the players and whatnot, but I guess we can get right into it. Here we go. First of all, this is pretty much the roster page. I keep everything pretty organized. So obviously here's the offense. I told you guys I was going to shorten up the roster a lot. I cut about 30 players today. So pretty much this is what the roster looks like right now. You got Blaine Gabbert and Case Keenum. I'll get to Case Keenum in a second. Justin Forsett, Denard Robinson, Cecil Shorts, and Ace Sanders. Notice there's no Justin Blackman, Mercedes Lewis, and then you have the entire offensive line. The defense still fairly stacked compared to the offense. I cut a lot of players offensively, kept a lot of players defensively. Pretty much not just everybody that you see there is a Jaguar right now. I don't plan on switching up too much at the moment. Me personally, I'm more of a, if I was a GM, I'd be a guy who would like to keep everything relatively the same, because all these players were drafted for a reason and for a purpose. So being the GM of the Jaguars, a lot of these guys were drafted for a purpose. Offensively speaking, there was just a lot of guys who were pretty much brought into just depth and third and fourth string guys who I just needed to cut. But as for Justin Blackman and those guys, as some of the starters, I'll get to that in just a second. I'll show you guys some of the trades and transactions that I made earlier today. Now, here's my cap. Total team salary right now is at about almost $76 million. Now, the salary cap is a little bit. If you were in the league, there's a couple of rules where right now you see the salary cap at $140 million. For the Jacksonville Jaguars. Every team has a bit of a different salary cap depending on the dead money that rolled over and all this stuff. So I guess it was decided by the guys who are running this league that every team is going to get granted just a different salary cap, whether it's 125, 140, whatever. So, I believe my salary cap for this team is going to be 140. So in case anyone has any questions on that. Now, dead money, cut a couple players today, so I already have some dead money. My current I'm $64 million under cap currently. So I have a lot of room to play with. Draft selections, I have a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, a seventh. So I have 12 draft selections there. Roster size currently 36 out of 53 players. Now let's get to the trades. First of all, the first trade of the day, pretty much the trade that happened within the first hour of the trades being open, you can officially trade, was Justin Blackman. I think Justin Blackman is a cancer to the team. I think Justin Blackman is one strike away from not playing in the NFL much longer. So when you have a cancer like that on your team, no matter how talented he is, I feel as if you have to assess some options and see what you can get for him. So I talked to a lot of the other general managers, and they told me that I'd like to have a guy like that on my team with the talent that he has, but I think he's going to be a cancer to the team. He's got attitude problems, whatever. He's been suspended. He's one strike away, and a lot of the GMs told me that they just weren't interested. I got an offer from the Panthers general manager for a second-round pick and a sixth-round pick, and I decided to take it. So I dealt Justin Blackman to the Carolina Panthers. Trade number 2 happened not even a half hour ago before I recorded this video here. The Jacksonville Jaguars trade a 5th round draft selection to the Houston Texans for quarterback Case Keenum and offensive tackle Brennan Williams. A little bit on Case Keenum. If you don't know, Case Keenum was a guy who came in and started a handful of games for the Houston Texans, filling in for Matt Schaub. I don't think he's a starter. I think he is definitely a guy you can put in as a backup, so I think that's what I tend to do. And then Brennan Williams is a guy who I drafted in the 2013 GM League in the 6th round, but the Houston Texans drafted him, in real life, I guess you can say, in the 3rd round. So he does have some value. Only problem with Brennan Williams is he was injured all season long, and they put him on IR. And so he'd be coming back this season, hopefully healthy. So I'm taking a risk on an injured Brennan Williams and a Case Keenum, who's got a little bit of experience under his belt. Gave up a 5th-round pick. Right now, those are some of the transactions I've made. And before I show you some of the cut players real quick, I'm not a huge fan of trading draft picks. Me personally, I like collecting draft picks. So as you can see there, I got 2 for Justin Blackmon. Didn't really want to do that Case Keenum and Brendan Williams trade, but I thought the value there was solid, so I decided to do it anyway. Some of the cut players, as you see there, pretty much it was 29 players. Most notable name, I guess you can say, was the kicker, Josh Scobie. I mean, you know, with the $4 million salary cap that he had, subtracting the dead money that he had, I believe came out to about $2.3 million. So I can go out and try and find some kicker for anywhere from $1 million to $2 million and still save some money there. So I decided to cut Josh Scobie, and then you got a bunch of bums. So pretty much 29 players were cut with a cap savings of about $16.7 million and $1.8 million in dead money. So that's pretty much first day of GMing the Jaguars, where the trade window is open and you can cut players. It might get a little bit more exciting as the days go on here. I've got a lot of players in mind that I would like to that I have interest in. Then you got free agency and the draft, you know, which is a couple months away. So that the GM draft, not the actual draft. So this is the real deal, guys. This is the real deal, and those are some of the transactions and trades that I made today. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, especially you Jaguars fans who know your team, I would like to hear from you, get your guys' opinion on some of the deals I made. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.